Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful process animation? Would you believe me if I told you that you can get this from the logs of your business processes in less than 30 minutes? Well, let me show you. Hi, my name is Andreas Henset. I make videos on business process automation. Today I'll show you a new feature in YAWL version 5.2, which is called Log Viewer. The Log Viewer is a new extended feature of exporting process logs for process mining in YAWL in either XES or CSV format. And today I'll show you how to use this to export logs in CSV format and then import them into the Disco process mining tool and get the kind of animation I just showed you in the intro. So let's get started right away. Here we have the YAWL admin logged in on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side we have a downloads folder for downloading the CSV file later. And I have imported a YAWL database from a workshop we did with the students in summer. So all of the names of the specifications and the work items are in German here, but never mind, it's not a problem. We don't have to dig into the details here. So here we are in the case management view, and we have just one specification here, which is active here. And we have 4 active running cases here. But if we now go to the log viewer here, this is the new feature, we get a whole bunch of different things we can ask the system. And the one I wanted to ask to show you is first the specification IDs. So if we look here, we can see that we have a specification called Autovermietung, car rental, and another one called frischer Leben, which means live more freshly, if that is a correct translation. And you can also see that the first one has 2 different versions here, and the last one has 3 different versions here. So we're going to focus on the frischer Leben thing right now. And now we can look at the events from these specifications. And what is new here is that we can look at all versions of the same specifications. And that has always been a requirement to be able to do that. So we select that here. And now we select the frischer Leben production workflow. And what is also new in this log viewer, we can now choose between the anonymous ID for the resources, the question who did this, who completed the work item, for example. And we can also select the user ID or first name, last name. So I will take first name, last name here because that's much nicer. And now you can see that we have the resource ID in one column, we have the case ID, the timestamp, the task ID, and so on and so forth. And we can sort according to every column here. So for example here, if we sort according to the specification version, we can see that we have work items for this version 103, 104, 105. Most of them are version 105. And what we can do now is we can download the CSV file. So I will just click on this button here, and it will produce a CSV file that is in this folder now. And now I can take the Disco process mining tool, and of course I put a link to Disco in the description below, and we can just open this data set. So I have this pop-up here. This is the CSV file I just produced. I open it, and now Disco shows me the columns it's going to import. We can check those, but they are all discovered correctly, and start the import. And what we get immediately is the map view of this business process, and we can start the animation. And we can see here down there, there is a certain period of time where nothing is happening, but I can go immediately to the place where things are working. And now I can see these beautiful bubbles going through my process diagram, I can see what's happening at which place in the discovered process model, and I can discover bottlenecks and many other things. I could show you also the rest of the log viewer of the things that you can do with it, but that's something you can discover for yourself, and thanks for watching.